Good morning, Anne.
Good morning, James.
And good morning, everybody. Hopefully you are all having a wonderful weekend or a wonderful week whenever it is that you are listening. Sunday morning, Anne, and here we are again.
Ready to start?
Ready to start another episode. Are you happy to begin?
I am, yes.
Brilliant. Where would you like to start this morning?
I'd like to start with customer service.
Right, okay.
One specific event at the moment.
Yes.
But it may lead to others.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've had to get in touch with a company,
Right.
a travel company,
Yes.
and an airline this week.
Right.
Because there's been a mix-up with the plans that we had to go.
Right, okay.
I'm not talking specifically about the plans or why. What I'm talking about is the service itself.
Your experience of dealing with the customer service department with the airline.
Yes.
Right.
And it became I've had 3 days. This is what I'm trying to get at. And I know lots of other people will find this.
Yes.
But it's taken over 3 days to sort something out.
Yes.
And my experience with this, the part I'm talking about, is that when you ring somebody, it doesn't matter whether it's this company I'm dealing with or anybody else, we ring, I have to hold on, I have to press numbers.
Yes.
Now, I'd like people to understand that at certain ages, people haven't got knowledge of IT.
Yes.
So when somebody's giving you an instruction or a robot's giving you an instruction that you can't ask what they mean,
Yes.
it's not only frustrating, it can become upsetting.
Absolutely. I would say it isn't necessarily age specific. It could be many people of all ages that find it very upsetting and challenging, the use of technology, for a varying amount of reasons. So, although I do understand what you're saying, for a certain generation,
yes,
it's a way of doing things that is alien to you and to other people.
Yes, it's completely
of that generation.
Alien. Yes, I agree with you.
Yes.
So this is why I want to talk about my experience with this, because I'm sure there's lots of other people there. And in the end, you start to think you're stupid yourself. If something goes on 3 days, you think, what am I doing here that isn't right?
Okay, I understand.
So it starts off with ringing the number, then you get, do you want to go to 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah.
Who are you going with?
The automated
thing.
Service.
When you're not sure what you need to go to because of your own particular problem.
Yes.
So you end up pressing more buttons than you should.
Yeah. Anything else, press 4. Yeah.
The right one.
Yeah.
So then you get through to a person, or I got through to a person at the travel company.
Okay.
Who I must say were very, very kind and were lovely.
Right.
That doesn't mean they're dealing with the situation, though.
True enough.
So you have to be a little bit canny when you're doing this as well.
Yeah.
But, you're listening to what's not being said. So in this instance, I was talking to one person. I tell her what the situation is. She then decides she has to ask somebody else. So puts me on hold.
Okay.
On hold for 15 minutes.
Right.
She comes back to me, tells me about this situation. We go on to something else because it was complicated. And again, I'll put you on hold. Another 15 minutes.
Wow.
So you can imagine the frustration of sitting there.
It's a long time.
But you don't stop.
You don't want to lose your place.
Because you don't want to lose your place.
Yes.
So I'm saying this for all the people who are having this problem.
Yes.
And thinking themselves like me.
I would imagine you all listening this morning have had this problem and continue to have this problem pretty much across the board with all customer service departments for the vast majority of companies out there now.
Yes. So the next thing is she's dealing with myself and asking me about the problem. I explain the problem to her again. And then I say, well, haven't you got somebody that can specifically deal with this?
Yes.
So she says, well, I'll have to go off and see. So again...
You're on hold.
So what's happening is having spent 3 days doing it, what I've surmised in myself, not saying I'm right in this, is that what happens is people are now working at home. They're not working in an office.
Right.
So with my first query, when I asked it, if all those people were in an office, somebody would shout across, Mary, what do you think about this?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So they would speak to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the phone, and the situation would have been dealt with within 15 minutes. Completely dealt with.
Yeah.
Because people are communicating face to face.
Yes.
But when they're trying to get hold of somebody to ask the question, and they're working from home, they can be on another call.
Yes.
So I think we're all getting frustrated with this now.
I think that's an understatement.
Yes.
I agree completely with you. I do.
So that's why I'm talking about it, is because after the 3 days, this got as far as going to aviation having to intervene and step in.
Yeah.
Which is massive. Mm-hmm. It's massive.
Yeah.
But the torment, and it is torment when it's a holiday.
Yes.
It's torment.
It's like mental torture.
Yes. How are we going to go? Are we not going to go?
It's not fair, is it?
No. And that's why I'm saying this to people. It isn't fair.
No, it's
I'm
not fair.
Talking about
myself.
I
agree with you. I would agree with this situation for anybody.
Yes. So
this shouldn't be happening, period. Not just to you, which I fully don't think it should be happening to, but to anybody. No. And it shouldn't be happening, like I said before, across the board with utility companies, businesses, banks.
Tax.
Yes, HMRC. Pretty much all customer service departments for everybody, generally speaking, is run like this, or a version of this. Technologically centred. Now with AI bots to live chat, they call it, where you're having a live text chat with AI.
A robot.
Yes, a robot, a bot. So I can only say in simple terms, I fully agree with you, Anne, and feel with you. I feel the same as you, and I have no doubt that you all listening have your own personal experiences of this and are in a chorus of unison. We all speak together saying enough is enough. This is poor, very, very poor customer service.
It's appalling. It's not just poor, is it? It's appalling that people are going through this every day and hanging on to a phone, and they're frightened of going off the phone.
Yes.
Or they're waiting half an hour to connect. It's people's lives.
And the problems, issues, questions often aren't even solved.
No.
It's not that people have to wait to get through to somebody, but then eventually it gets resolved. Most of the time now, people can't help you. They can be very polite. And yes, we'd love to help you. And yes, have you tried this? And have you gone online? And have you tried this?
Yes.
But most situations now aren't being resolved either.
No.
So people are being doubly frustrated. It's taking such a long time to even speak to a human, if you're lucky. And then when you do, they aren't always able to help you. They can be very polite and say, I'd love to help you, but unfortunately, X, Y, Z.
And there's nowhere to go. This is the frustrating
And because there isn't
thing.
a shop floor, you're right.
There's
there isn't
nowhere to go.
A physical location in the vast majority of cases to say, help me, please.
Because there used to be.
Yes.
But even with these companies that were online now, they used to have an office that you could go to.
Here you are, Anne, to throw it to you, as you would throw it to me, thinking on the spot with your questions. Does that then mean that because there isn't a shop floor, because there isn't that public interface, because there isn't that face-to-face interaction with this, there isn't responsibility taken?
Absolutely. Nobody takes responsibility, because you're speaking to, I've spoken to probably 10 people in the last 3 days.
Yes.
So in those 10 people, who is responsible? One group of people were very helpful.
Yes.
And wanting to help me and wanting to sort it. The airline itself were, I can't say, they were rude in sometimes. They didn't have the answers to what I was asking, and they kept asking for more. So you've got two different types of people. if I'm taking a garment back,
yeah,
I'm taking a garment back and I'm asking about it, and I'm saying it's faulty, where do I take it? I'm still going through the same process for that. And that is still as annoying.
Absolutely.
But when it's...
As it is if you're trying to pay a check-in or speak to somebody about your water bill or your energy usage or the delivery of a parcel or the delivery of a prescription or, all of these, or book a GP appointment. It really isn't good enough, is it? Generally speaking, right across the board.
No. And we have a wonderful GP. I must say, a very good, and that's a word that you don't hear these days. A wonderful GP, do you?
No, very fortunate.
We do have a very good practice.
Yes.
Family practice. It's a family practice, isn't it?
I do think that makes a big difference.
And I think that is the difference.
Yes, I do.
And I think with travel agents these days, or even with airlines, they're so big that they've lost that one-to-one with customers. Yeah, I remember going my holiday when my children were smaller. My holiday was going into the airport, queuing up to go to the desk, and the lady was on the desk.
Yeah, and they'd ask you, where are you travelling to today?
Absolutely, and she'd say, and you'd put your case on, and you'd think, oh. And we still do that, of course, don't we, with cases? Have I packed too much? Is it going to be over? Yeah. And you've got that nervous feeling.
Is it going to weigh too much?
And then she'll say to the children, where are you going to?
Yeah.
And I can remember taking my grandchildren to Disney.
Wow.
So we're going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
And she made it magic for the children.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to have a wonderful time.
Wow.
And now you're going to a machine.
Yes.
And putting your own case on.
Yes.
And booking in yourself.
And it's flashing red at you.
Yes.
Error, as you're trying to get the attention of the one staff member that's looking after about 30 people's machines.
Yes, who gives a sigh.
Who then, comes over as if you've caused the problem. And you say, it doesn't work, and then they go clink, 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 and it works, and look at you as if you're stupid.
Yes.
But you're none the wiser of how to use it.
No.
So next time you go, the same thing will happen again.
Yes. And that's why I'm bringing this up, is because at times that's how I felt. In this situation,
at times that's how I have felt, and I'm sure you all listening with your own experiences, we've all felt like that. So we understand. I fully understand anyway. It makes us feel stupid, and that's not fair. Sometimes it's probably right. We can all be stupid.
Yes.
But this isn't right.
No,
it really isn't right. I think what I feel a double injustice with is it's not so much that in your case specifically, but I'm sure in the majority of people's own experiences, it's not that people are phoning up, getting in touch with customer service to be unreasonable. The concerns, the questions, the queries aren't unreasonable.
No.
It's not like people are phoning up to abuse, and then the customer service agents and the companies themselves are shielding themselves from a tirade of abuse, which I think probably does happen in the end. No, these are reasonable requests, just wanting to reasonably speak to somebody because you followed a procedure saying call this number and you want to call them, or you don't want to do it online because you want to speak to somebody, which is, again, perfectly reasonable, and you're treated like you're being unreasonable, that you're an inconvenience when you're a customer and you are the source of the business income. If you don't exist, there is no business. So the whole thing is back to front from that perspective. Customer service, ideally, and I'm talking about in terms of ideals, is to treat each customer as valued, because the customer is of value and quite often literally exchanges that value monetarily.
Yes.
So the business thrives on customers' experience being positive, both in terms of the monetary exchange, people spend money, and people then speak about their positive experiences with airlines, shops, hotels, theme parks, all manner of services.
Yes, but in a lot of services.
And that then benefits the business.
It does, but
that isn't happening.
Yeah, but a lot of services now.
Yes.
You can't even get it. I mean, I'm lucky that I have a telephone number with the company I've been dealing with.
Yeah, you can't even. You're right. You can't even find a number.
You can't find a number.
It just says, "Can you fill in this online form or speak to our live chat bot?"
And
I mean, what dystopian world do we live in where you're sat?
And how do they know I can read or write?
That's a very good question. That's an assumption. And how can anyone assume that any one person, you or myself, anybody has a technological device, a phone, a laptop, an iPad, an Android, to be able to do this?
But
why assume that everybody has that?
But they don't, do they?
No, they don't.
Lots of people don't have computers.
No.
Because even if you can use a computer, it doesn't mean say you've got one, because if it's not necessary for your work or your education, or you're not using it in workshops or anything, why would you have a computer?
Well, you wouldn't, would you? In truth, the smartphones that most people have now are computers. They're very small computers. But maybe for financial reasons or for personal choice, people might not have one. They may just have a basic phone or no phone.
Yes.
So how would you interact with the world as it is now if you choose not to do that? Essentially, you're blocked out of the modern world.
Yes.
I don't feel that is fair nor right.
No. I think the other thing is my daughter came to see me today.
Right.
And she said when she came in, I've just bought a new phone.
Okay.
So she just bought an Apple phone because obviously the same with Apple is once you're tied into them, you can't come out of it because everything else is Apple you've got. You can't go and change your phone.
Right, okay.
Because you need it because they're all compatible.
Yeah, because you might have the iMac or the iPad or whatever it might be. Yeah.
So she was saying she'd not bought a new one.
Yeah.
But not buying a new one, I think she'd got a 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was still hundreds of pounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you're talking, some of them, you're talking thousands of pounds.
Some of them are more than £1,000 for the latest editions.
I don't know. So
for some of them, yes.
How is anybody on an ordinary wage, an average wage, which is going up in a few weeks, next year,
right?
And it's only 12 something now. It's only going up about 70 pence, I think.
I think £12.71.
Yeah, I think it's going
caveat
up.
that may not be exactly right. The minimum wage you're talking about, the living wage increase.
I think it's going to be.
Please double check that. Yeah. Don't go off exactly what we're saying. Double check that.
I think it's 71p extra.
I think it's £12.71 per hour from April 2026.
So
double check that though, everybody.
So by the time we get to that increase for people,
yes,
the cost of living will have gone up beyond that. Because that's already happening.
It looks very likely, yes, that inflation will continue to rise. It looks likely anyway.
Yeah. So I don't find any common sense these days anywhere.
Right. I can't argue with you.
Even people
I shan't argue with you. Yeah.
Are supposed to be in charge. And today, I didn't listen to it all. I didn't. I must admit. I was listening to the budget.
In the week.
Pardon?
In the week.
In the week, yes.
Yeah.
In the week, yes. Today I've been thinking about it.
Right.
That in the week I watched the budget.
Yes.
I didn't watch it all. I only saw it. I think it was after the budget. It was in Parliament when the opposition was talking.
Right. Okay.
Obviously, I can't remember that well from last week.
Yeah.
But the lady who was speaking
Kemi Badenoch.
Is that who it is?
The leader of the opposition. Yeah. Leader of the Conservative Party.
Yeah. I can't say the name.
It's okay.
But. So rude. Where is? I can't even think of.
Decorum,
English,
decency, respect,
the decorum
manners.
and respect, manners. Where have they gone? I was absolutely disgusted in the words that were used.
Yes.
Standing opposite a person who sat down, who's done her best. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying whether I believe it or don't believe it, or like it or don't like it. She's done her best. Right. And I tell you what, I wouldn't like her job.
No.
For anything at this time. So somebody stands up who has made a mess of a country to begin with and left them with a massive, massive hole, stands up and is so insulting.
It wasn't. I caught some of it on the radio. Not a lot, but I did actually catch some of what you're talking about, where Kemi Badenoch was replying to the Chancellor's budget and giving some of her thoughts, which I agree with you. I caught them, and they were extremely insulting, degrading, disrespectful, and rather cheap shots, pardon the pun. Now, again, whether or not we agree with the specifics, I haven't really had a chance to go through it with a fine tooth comb.
No, I haven't.
The budget as of yet. I've only seen the broad strokes headlines, But this is about respect between people. Two members of Parliament doing and partaking in a very important budget at a very important time. And it's dishonourable to the people they represent. It's dishonourable to the chambers of which they are in, and it's dishonourable to each other as human beings. You do not need to disrespect somebody personally if you disagree with their position.
No,
I always feel it's a weak argument if you're being personal.
Yes.
And we can all do it. But this was something that was methodically thought out. The vast majority of Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the opposition's response, will have been wrote before the budget.
Yes.
So they'd already decided to pull it down, which the opposition were always going to do. Whether that's right or wrong, I think, is a question worth asking.
I don't think you have a right to do it. I think you have a right to pull it down, but you can do it with honour. You don't have to be insulting.
That's the point I'm making. I agree with you. I do. I don't think you ever have to become so personal as to imply a deliberate incompetence or it's tantamount to bullying in a sense. In a sense,
that's how I felt. I felt listening to it that it was bullying. In fact, I turned it off because I didn't like it. And if that's happening in government, what are our young people seeing? What about our young men who want to go into politics or law?
Yes.
And they're deciding at this moment which path they will go into. They've just done their A-levels and they're going in for a career. Watching something like that, why would you want to?
Yes, it's the only answer to that. You'd probably choose to go and do something completely different.
I would. I think it's sad. So that's all from me.
Right.
Just having my experience.
So
in the
a bit of
getting
things off your chest, really.
Yes.
In terms of I suppose a little bit of a soapbox rant, if I get my words out, which I agree with you. Yeah, and I do think it sometimes needs to be aired. Customer service is appalling, in most cases now, particularly telephone. And if you get to speak to a human being, and that is what people are finding. And that's what people want. People want to be able to communicate with somebody that they are able to do this face-to-face or over the telephone, for them to be understood and valued, and for expectations to be fairly managed, and for it to be treated, for a human being to be treated with respect and honour, which is what you're talking about in the House of Parliament as well, with the budget. And it seems that across the board, linking the two things that we've explored thus far this morning, that's falling down. So maybe that's where we can wrap it up in terms of a thought process, a theme underneath, is can we bring a common decency to our lives, whether or not we agree with people or not, whether or not we are in the position of being a customer service agent or a waiter or a waitress, a doctor, a nurse, whoever it may be, you are looking after somebody or providing a service for somebody. Now, obviously, people can be extremely abusive and completely unfair and sometimes unlawful. Now, I'm not talking about specifically that, although those things unfortunately do happen. But human beings are going to have problems and they're going to challenge you. And sometimes people are very frightened, particularly if it's a lot of money or if they're very unwell or if somebody else is in a situation where they're not very well or they're worried about something, health, money, are normally the things that people worry about the most, understandably so. And that people need to be more compassionate and patient and decent with people. And we need to also do that with the customer service agents dealing with us and recognise when people are doing their best and recognise when somebody doesn't have the remit within their role to actually do what you want. So they're not just a whipping post for you, I, or anyone else just to unleash a tirade of abuse at, because it's not their fault, although that's how we feel.
Yes.
Decency has broken down, and that's something that we can consciously recognise and consciously change. Now, for this to exist, we do not need to agree upon a fixed political position, linking it to the Houses of Parliament. It is houses, I suppose, but all places within the Houses of Parliament, wherever you are on the political spectrum, you can have a mutual respect.
Yes.
And that's true in life, all generations, all different perspectives on life, all different faiths, all different people can we have a decency? Can we treat each other with a ground of being of decency, and then disagree honourably?
Yes.
And then we can have a debate based on the ideas, or the facts, or the evidence, or the opinions, or all of that, or feelings, and people can air their feelings, and somebody else can question what's being felt and said. But underneath it all is an honourable recognition that who is speaking is a human being, and who is partaking is a human being, and that is of value, and we are all of value. But we need to behave like that as well. I hope that makes sense, because it won't change unless we change.
No.
If we don't behave honourably, it won't change in the world. So if we want better public services, if we want better customer service, if we want better politicians, if we want better anything and everything in life, better being subjective, I know, but I'm sure you all at least have a sense of what that may mean to you. A better felt experience, which is, I know, a bit wishy-washy to say, but you know, we all understand what that means. We can set that by our own example. We can lead by example. And we can be that change in the world, which is a theme that we seem to return to, you and I, Anne. I know you're all listening week after week after week. But if it strikes a chord, then we'll have to keep striking that chord, because that's the song that needs to be played at the moment, is that let's bring decency into our world. Let's bring morality into our world. Let's bring integrity and respect and all the other concepts and values that we feel, that you all listening feel in your words and to your understanding. Let's bring it into the world. And then we can be the hope that we wish to see.
Yes. A few years ago,
yes,
and this is a few years ago now because I was teaching, I was invited to the Houses of Parliament.
Wow, that's interesting.
For Prime Minister's question time.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It was a wonderful experience.
That's really interesting. I'm
because
sure
we went into all the offices where they work, the offices. It was a full experience. And then we sat in the gallery in Prime Minister's question time.
Yes.
And when we finished, we were going to have lunch on the terrace.
Yes.
So you can imagine how exciting this is, and then going up the clock tower at the Westminster.
Yes.
And I listened, the question time, I listened to it all. And when we finished, the minister who'd invited me came for me and said, "What did you think, Anne?" And I said, "You're like schoolboys. You're worse than schoolboys."
Right.
I said, "I'm quite disgusted with how I've heard and what's the behaviour. Do you ever work for the benefit of man and country? Do you ever work for that?" And he said, "Never. We're always in opposition."
Well, therein lies
Yes.
the problem.
That is the problem.
Yes.
So, one-upmanship.
Yes. Arguing for argument's sake.
Yes.
Bringing the other down because you want to get into power, even if the other has better ideas at that particular time. So it's not for the greater good. It's for personal ambition and one side's success. Yes, we have to prioritise peace over being right.
Yes.
And put forward that which feels right and true, even if it's not our idea.
It's as simple as that.
That's idealism.
No, it's not idealism, is it? It's not. It's how it should be. So
well, that is
how
an
can
idea.
it be idealism?
But I'm not saying that in a negative context. I'm hopefully breathing fresh air and bringing new light into what people feel as unattainable.
Yes.
Because I do feel that the ideal may not be a destination but a direction.
Yes.
And if we turn towards what we know to be the ideal, we'll never achieve it totality in terms of fullness. But it's a path that opens up, and we can be on that path and be moving forward. And the horizon resets itself always out in front of us. Rather than striving to get somewhere, we can be on the right path. And that path is what our conscience leads us to. And we all know it intuitively, and we explain it differently, and we create ideas around it differently, but it's anchored in the same place.
Yes.
And we all recognise it. And that's what unifies us all.
Yes. From
the perspective of unity, of oneness, togetherness.
Important.
A new way, a new hope, a new life.
Yes.
Humanity together. There you go, Anne.
And I will say that I started off with the, complaining in a way, how I felt today.
Right.
I will say that the last young lady who I dealt with the travel company,
yes,
she went beyond to help me.
Well, that is good news.
The others were all very polite and they were all very good, but she went
above and beyond
what was necessary that she had to do. And isn't that what we should all aim for? For us all to go above and beyond.
Yeah.
In whatever we're dealing with.
Yes, I think that's really, really good point.
Yeah. And I think if we all try to achieve that, then this world will quickly get better.
Yes. Let's help each other.
Yes.
And I mean genuinely help each other. Not do everything for each other, but let's genuinely be of a disposition where we can be, as with last week's podcast, our brother's keeper, our sister's keeper.
And let people be able to talk face to face. Stop
Absolutely.
all this.
In plain terms, what a load of nonsense all of this technology is to do with customer service and AI and bots.
Yes.
Please put somebody on the phone and please answer it and please deal with people face to face, ideally, and certainly over the telephone. And please value customers and please look to resolve situations to a quick and satisfactory resolution.
Yes.
And bring back quality, world-class customer service. And more integrated technology isn't achieving that, and it's not going to achieve that. And we, the people, the united people of the earth, we do not want it.
No. Good.
No, thank you.
Let us become great once more.
Right, okay, that was a bit of a...
Yeah, we're Great Britain. Let us become great.
Oh, right, now I understand. I thought you were nodding to another place, which, slightly different. Right, okay. Yes, a united humanity. That's where we can begin. Well, there we go, Anne. We've, on our soapbox, put the world to rights this morning, and I'm sure you all listening have fervent and passionate opinions yourself and valid experiences of your own to talk to your friends and family about, or to be chundering away at your telephone or whatever device it is that you're listening to us on this morning. I'm sure that you have your own personal experiences, but I'm certain that you will agree generally about what we're talking about and about bringing back quality customer service and valuing each human being and bringing decency and decorum and goodness and morality to the fore. And let's do it together.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful week whenever it is that you're listening. And as always, we look forward to being with you and speaking with you again next week, next Sunday morning. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.